If you're quite new to aviation, you might not know how to land an aeroplane. So here's a guide to landing an aeroplane properly. So first of all, let me just get this off my chest. Butter landings are not good landings. Let me explain why. So imagine you're coming in to land on a very wet runway. When your wheels touch the ground, it will go straight through the water and make contact with the cement, which is exactly what you want. What you don't want is it being super smooth and your wheels doing something called hydroplaning. When the wheel hydroplanes, it is not actually touching the runway. There is a small layer of water in between the runway and the wheel. This means that there is no grip. Now that I got that off my chest, let's talk about something else. Touchdown zones. A touchdown zone is an area where the plane is supposed to land. It is indicated with two white squares on the runway, right here. These touchdown zone markers help the pilot understand where he's supposed to land the plane on the runway. Next is probably one of the most useful things to know in an aircraft. Those are what's called the glide slope. The diamond on the right is for indicating your altitude compared to the runway, and the one in the center is your center line to the runway. But if for some reason you don't have these, there are two lights beside the runway. One of them should be red and the other one should be white. If it is like that, then you're on a good glide slope. If both are red, then you're too low, and if both are white, then you're too high. Another mistake made by many people is keeping the power on floating over the runway. What you're supposed to do is when the aircraft yells out
20.
Set power to idle until you touch the runway, and then activate reverse thrust to around 80%. There is no need to go full, unless you're on a short runway. And finally, one of the biggest challenges that pilots face is crosswind. Now, crosswind in Infiniteflight is a little bit weird, so let me do my best to explain. The problem with the tires in Infiniteflight is that when they grip the ground, it's almost like it's planted and wants to go in one direction, and there's no drift with it, which makes it incredibly difficult in crosswind. And since the rudder and the nose wheel are connected in Infiniteflight, when you're going down the runway at like 100 knots, you only want to turn the rudder and not the nose wheel. And it is possible to do that, it's very sensitive. Thankfully, there are several solutions to this. The one I found most effective is that when you touch down, push the nose down to about halfway on your side stick. This will plant the nose down and make it a lot more controllable in crosswind. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply to all your questions.